All right, guys, I'm here with one of my clients, Jonathan Tran. He's had an insane transformation with me. We've cut down, we got shredded. Now we're on a lean bulk here, but he's got some insane results. Everybody comes up to me and asks, dude, what did you do this kid? Did he go through prison with you or something? But he looks like a new man. He looks like an anime character. He's gotten chiseled. But yeah, my man John here.
So my name is Jonathan. I've been a longtime friend of Ryan's for quite a while. We met at school, and I found out he was a coach, and he had a great physique. So I really wanted to, achieve that body for myself. So I asked him for help. And
all right. So my first question for you is, where were you before, and where are you now with your health and fitness and life?
so before, I was working out on my own, right? Just like finding YouTube videos here and there, like following the traditional bodybuilding route, right? Where you bulk up for a certain amount of time and then you cut. So the basic teacher like, oh, you got to bulk up and you gain a lot of fat, which is what I did. And then I think like for me, like I was really like almost like lost because you're kind of like figuring it out for yourself. Essentially, I just gained a lot of fat. Like that's not too bad, but it's not like it could be better. And then I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm gonna cut now because my body fat's a little too high. Yeah. And then that's when I was like, how do I cut? Like, do I go down like small increments? Like I was trying to cut like 0.5 pounds a week, which is not realistic, right? No. But I was like, I didn't want to lose the muscle because I was like, already built it, right? That's like the worst thing you can do to your body. So I was like, I need help, And then like asked you for help, and then I got cut. It was.
Yeah, man. So when you're spot on. When you first joined, you kind of followed a traditional like bodybuilding route, right? You were like training 6 days a week, chicken, broccoli, rice. Felt like you're doing all the right things, and you came to me, you're like, dude, why am I not having the physique I want, right? Yeah. And I remember too, initially, what I proposed to you was like, dude, we got to cut the volume in half, right? Yeah. And at first, we got some pushback, right? Yeah. Yeah. What'd you think of that?
That's what I'm talking about, like, because a lot of the information on YouTube is like, oh, you need to do this, and then you need to do that, because a lot of people, like, I feel like a lot of bodybuilders that are like on roids, they can afford to do that amount of volume, sure, right? Because they recover faster. Yeah, and then for us, we got like cut back like less, and that actually helped a lot because that allows me to recover more, which is recovery is where you build the muscle, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I think like that was like a breakthrough. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. That's what we do.
You're spot on with that, man. Like as naturals, only certain things work for us, right? Like if you're taking steroids and roids and stuff, like any program works, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're a natural trainer, you got to be a little more methodical. And I only recommend anywhere from 2 to 4 times a week strength training, right? And that's what I do. That's what I preach to my clients. And from transformations I've seen too, from like roid head bodybuilders, they prescribe to their natural clients. I've seen this guy once, dude. He was a big, bulky, like strong powerlifter when I was coaching him. Went a different route, IFBB Pro, coach, and just ended up losing all his muscle. He went from like fat to skinny fat. Training's not the same for naturals and enhanced people, right? We can handle less volume. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what were your stats before you started training with me? Where'd you end off, and where are you now?
So before, I was around 150 pounds, and then I was like maybe 18% body fat. Yeah. Which is not bad, not terrible, but it's also like not ideal for me. Personally, that's not where I want to be. And then after that, I was 138 pounds actually, and then I was like 9 to 12% body fat. And then now I'm on the lean bulk. I'm like 140. Yeah. And 9% body fat.
Dude, nice.
Yeah,
dude.
So it's not too bad.
He's maintained the leanness, and I'll flip through the photos too. But he looks just as lean now on the lean bulk, right, as you cut, and that's the way to do it. Standard bodybuilding will teach you to like get as fat as possible during the bulking phase, and get as skinny and weak as possible during the cutting phase, right? But that's not the case with the right program. So, me and my clients, we prove it time and time again. So Jonathan, what was the biggest breakthrough from the coaching program for you?
I think the biggest breakthrough for me was like how there's different variety of ways to approach bulking and cutting, like getting the physique that you want. Because like research is always improving, right?
Sure, man.
So what I found out was like, oh, there's like you can do like a lean bulk, right? So before I was doing like a standard bulk and then cut phase. What I also found out is another breakthrough was that I could ask you for like jumping plyometrics, right? Because I want to increase my jumping for like a variety of reasons, but what I found on YouTube wasn't up to par of what I wanted, because there'd be like misinformation. There would also be like the wrong programming, like it's not effective. So I would try them out, and then I wouldn't gain that much increase in height, and I'd be like, okay, I need help. And I think like having a personal trainer be there for you and for you to ask questions.
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
And part of that too, it's like from my coaching experience, I've gotten the reps in. I've coached over 1,000 people. I've worked in various fitness settings and research and in my university, things like that. And I've worked in a rehab setting before. I've worked with high level athletes. But it kind of to your point too, it's kind of like there's so much information out there. There's like information overload, right? What happens for some people is it creates a paralysis by analysis, right? Where you end up either frozen, you try too many different things, and the path just gets too broad, right? You don't know what to do. And I think a coach really brings you back to that straight path for you, right? They bridge the gap for you and get you from point A to point B. When I first started as a coach, I wrote this like workout program for people, right? Like, hey, this is how you get jacked. And I gave it to at least like 15 people. Guess how many people did it?
1, 2, 0.
1. It was my brother.
Oh,
and his results, it was okay. You got okay results from it, but it's different from when you have the coach provide you that accountability, quick responses, right? They get you on that straight path real quick. And that's why coaching is so valuable too. Like I pay for coaching. I have a business coach. I have a coach that's helping me get my bench press up, things like that. They give you the knowledge and they get you from point A to point B. Who'd you recommend this coaching program for?
I recommend like personal coaching for like anybody, for everybody who wants it. I think for me though, personally, like I wanted a coach because I needed help to get to the point faster, and then also I needed to ask a lot of questions. So like, how do I incorporate, like for example, jumping into bodybuilding? Do I just add it on simply, or do I take something out, or like stuff like that? And also like how to count the macros, which is somewhat simple. But then there was a time where I was confused, where I was like, I was eating rice, as most Asians do, right? But I was counting it with the water in instead of being dry.
Right.
So this whole time I was like, I'm swearing I'm eating a lot.
Miscalculating,
I'm miscalculating it, but I didn't realize at the time. I was like, oh, I really don't know what I'm doing.
No, that's a good point, right? Like measuring things dry versus when it's cooked, it's a massive difference because, 56 grams of rice raw is going to be way different than, say, like 200 grams of rice cooked, right? Mm-hmm. So it's same with meat too, right? You may overcalculate, things like that, and that's what's keeping you big as hell.
But yeah, I wanted to get there faster because I was doing the bulking thing for a while. I think it also affected like my confidence and like my mental level. So like before, like at least for like an Asian dude, right? You have like this, like I think we talked about this before on our own, but like we were talking about how Asians have like a softer feature, like those K-pop artists versus like the Western culture, like, different, right? So for me, I wanted to stay lean because that's how Asians are attracted, like stay lean.
Sure,
so when I bulked up, I was like, everything is just not going the way I wanted to go. My confidence is going down the drain. I'm like, I'm fat. I'm not really that fat, but I'm still fat in my own eyes. I was like, damn.
It wasn't the body you wanted.
Yeah, exactly. It was not the body I wanted. So I want to get there like faster.
You wanted the Greek god physique.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. And
Sure.
Yeah, that's basically why. I also think it's also good, at least for me personally, because it was like the mental and emotional support. I feel like I needed that after like certain things happened, like after COVID. It's like burnout, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like I need that extra boost, like, oh, you can do this or you can do that.
Yeah, man.
And it provides that like environment so you can
man.
get engrossed in it, I guess. That makes sense.
Man.
Like you're in the environment. You just want to do more.
I think you are who you surround yourself with, right? So if you're hanging out with a bunch of guys who are healthy, fit, and jacked, you're more likely to become that. I think a bunch of guys who are lying, cheating on their wives, stealing, smoking weed, you're more likely to do that. So you gotta pick the circle wisely, right? So, and Jonathan's been a big part of the community that we're building here. Jonathan, what was the biggest breakthrough for your mindset from this coaching program? What's changed for you?
I think like I got a lot more confidence, especially with like my body, because I feel like I really shouldn't be like tying my confidence into my appearance, but it plays a role for sure.
For sure, man.
I feel like after I got leaner, it boosted my confidence levels like way up. Cause I feel more physically attractive. I feel like I look good. I feel fit.
Sure, man.
And yeah.
Well, it's gotten the dating profile up, right?
Yeah, definitely. It has actually.
Definitely, dude. Yeah. I believe fitness enriches your life, right? Like a lot of things in life can't happen until that's in order, right? And I believe this discipline of fitness carries over to all aspects. Your business, your relationships, your career, right? Your kids are gonna look at you differently. Your friends are gonna look at you differently. Was that story you told me about your mom? She was like,
"Oh yeah,
son, that's enough," or something.
Yeah, I think there's a certain point where I was like bulking up, and she was like, "Oh, son, you're too big. That's enough." And then I cut, and she's like, "That's still too big. That's enough. Like stop." I'm like, stop. I'm not even there yet. I still feel skinny in the mirror. But,
definitely, dude. And I mean, shoot, it definitely helps with the women, right? Like, well, John, anything you want to tell people about this coaching program? Any closing thoughts here?
Yeah, if you want to, get fit and change your life in a variety of aspects, definitely come to Coach Ryan.
Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. John's a man. We've had an insane cut, 4 months down. We're lean bulking now, and he's maintained the physique, and his strength has skyrocketed through the roof. What's the last bench press you hit? 205, right?
Yeah, 205. Yeah,
Well, would you start off before that with me?
I think I started off, 165.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
okay.
that's not
Huge, dude. Huge in 6 months.
Yeah.
Pull-ups, were they at?
Beginning and after?
Yeah.
I think beginning, I didn't
Body
do
weight,
it.
right?
It was body weight.
Yeah.
And then after it was like 70 pounds.
Damn.
Like
Okay, for reps,
the weight,
right?
Yeah.
Dude, he's getting strong. I've seen him hit like 275 squat, and this is a 140-pound guy. 275 for reps, like an easy. Dude, he's getting crazy strong, man. He might surpass me. Well, dude, thank you, John. I appreciate it, brother.